I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Hey.
If I could ask about your two freshman receivers on campus, Liam Clifford and Harrison Wallace. How would you assess those two separately? And if you could just share some thoughts on ultimately not getting Lonnie White in this group as well.
Liam and Harrison, you know what? They're getting a ton of reps. They're getting better. Harrison is a player who is extremely athletic. You could tell by his his highlight film and what he did on the basketball court. So it's just about really trying to fine tune his skill development as a wide receiver. So we're really trying to work on that along with a lot of plays that you got to learn. It's like a foreign language, and you got to try to pick it up fairly quickly. Liam, he's a very focused young man who works his tail off, and so both of them are having a really good camp. That, like I said, they're getting a lot of snaps. They're improving every day, so I'm excited to see just their growth throughout fall camp and then just throughout this season. Obviously, we want the best for Lonnie White, and of course we miss him because we once again thought he was a heck of a football player and heck of a person, and his family they're absolutely awesome. So we're fired up. I know I'm gonna cheer for him and maybe watch a few more baseball games and look at some stats more than I normally do.
Audrey, and then we'll go to T. Frank.
Hey, Taylor. On a different note, wanted to ask you, what's something that you've learned about Alan Zamides since he's been here working with him, and what's Alan's addition meant to the recruiting department?
You know what? He's passionate, man. I mean, he's been absolutely fabulous in terms of what he brings to the table in the recruiting department. He's very personable. He's somebody who, he loves this university, and you can tell when he's talking to recruits, no matter what position, offense, defense, special teams. And you know what? He's also a team player. He's willing to do anything, whether it's grab somebody a water, whether it's set up something, whether it's have a conversation about the top things with Penn State and Penn State football. So I think it's been a great addition. He adds some knowledge of our footprint area too, in terms of recruiting, but then just his knowledge and passion for Penn State and Penn State football is just, it's unmatched.
Hey, Frank, and then we'll go to New Bias.
Hey, Taylor, how you doing this evening?
I'm hanging in there.
Great. Last week, James Franklin mentioned that Tyler Rudolph at safety, the light had really come on for him in training camp. Is there anyone in your position group that you would characterize that way, of maybe a young player, a guy who you've seen that happen for him so far this training camp?
You know what? KeAndre Lambert he's been working hard, and he's been working hard not just on his physical abilities, but also his mental toughness. And so he has grown in terms of if something negative happens, to be able to shut the door on that negative event and let's move on. Like in golf, I'm sure a lot of you guys know in golf, you make that one bad shot and it's like it leads to the next one and the next one and the next one. So just trying to encourage him to shut the door on maybe a bad play and move forward. So he's had some moments this fall camp where he's done a tremendous job of, I guess, having that light come on that say, you know what? Okay, I might not have executed the way I need to execute. I'm not going to let that get me down. And you know what? Let's get this next play. So he would be one that I think is moving in that direction.
New Bias, and then Elton Hayes.
Hey, Taylor, thanks for the time, brother.
No problem.
And respect. What have you noticed the biggest change with the way that Parker Washington practices from now as opposed to when he came on last year?
You know what? I'm going to challenge Parker every day. And Parker is somebody who he's quick, he's fast, he catches the ball like crazy. In spring, he got a lot put on his plate. He had a lot of reps and a lot of responsibility in terms of making some plays. And so this fall camp, we got to be smart. He's got to be smart. He's got to go hard. And his level of play has to increase. And so we're challenging him to use his voice more, to not just sit back and kind of let plays come to him, but to go and attack some of the plays and be a little bit more of a vocal leader. So in some regards, the level of expectation for him and for himself has improved and has increased.
Elton Hayes, and then we'll go to Mark Brennan.
Hey, Taylor, hope you're doing well this evening.
Thank you.
I want to ask you about Sullivan-Brown, a guy who's been with the program for a while now, played in 8 games last year, had a catch to kind of close out this season last year. What are your expectations for him, with the position group this season? And, what are the early thoughts on what he's brought to the table this camp?
Yeah, I know. Sometimes it feels like CSB is older than I am. He's been here for a long time. I have a tremendous amount of respect for CSB. He's been through a lot, man. And what he does is he provides some consistency, probably that you guys don't see, or it doesn't necessarily show up in the stat line. But he's a consistent player. He's a player that when he's out there and he's working, he'll work hard. He'll do what he's supposed to do. He's not necessarily a vocal leader, and so right now I'm challenging him as well, somebody who's a old vet who's been around, and he's been around and he's done things the right way. So, like I said, I have a tremendous amount of respect for him. I do believe that he's going to have some very big plays this season, whether it's going to be moving the chains on the third down or getting in that end zone. So I like CSB. I really do like him, and I'm excited to see what he's going to do as well.
Mark Brennan, and then Ben Jones.
Taylor, how much, if at any, has Marquise been repping with you guys in the preseason here? And do you see him kind of factoring in at wideout as the season goes along?
He's a unique player, right? I mean, we talked about that a little bit in the spring, that he's somebody that can provide value to the defense, offense, and special teams. So he's getting a little bit of mix of everything, and so he's staying sharp. He's trying to stay sharp in terms of any role that we put him in. Like I said, in all 3 phases, he's trying to make sure that he's ready no matter what the situation is.
Ben Jones, and then we'll go to Greg Pickle.
Hey, Taylor, how's it going?
Good.
If you were at Purdue today, where do you think you would have gotten your first name, image, and likeness deal from? Was there a sub that you would have gone to? I mean, where would you have tried to get your money first?
Well, that's a great question there. I'm trying to think about, we always, right before a team meeting, we always got that double cheeseburger for 99 cents right before practice. Thinking about it now, it probably wasn't a good idea. But Jimmy John's was another place that we used to get us a quick. They delivered, and they delivered pretty fast right there to the locker room. So that was another place. You know what though? There's this little ice cream place that I used to be in a little competition sometimes with the quarterbacks. That someone would have to provide the ice cream for Friday meetings, and so maybe that would be a place that I would like.
We've got time for 2 more. We'll start with Greg Pickle and finish it up with Tyler Donahue.
Good evening, Coach.
Good evening.
I'm curious about another guy who's been on your roster for quite a bit of time, Daniel George. What progress have you seen from him? And then Jaden Dotton and Malik Mega, 2 younger guys in your position group. What is your prognosis or your outlook for them as well now that you're through a handful of practices?
Yeah, the thing with DG is just always about the little things. He is extremely talented. He's a big body dude who's fast. He's physical. He's one of the strongest dudes on the team. And you know what? We've challenged him just to take care of the little things in all aspects of his game, all aspects of his life, is to take care of the little things, because the little things lead to big things in a positive way. And so, this summer, he's done some of those things. He's been challenged, and so the start of camp, he's you know what, he's done some really good things to start of camp, more so than he did last year. So that's a positive thing. Malik has, you know, especially somebody who comes from Canada, who did not play American football really until last year. He's made huge strides in his game and just his knowledge of the game, because you can only imagine the rule changes that he has to have, or he's had to learn when coming to play American football. And then Jaden Dotton, you know, he's somebody that is talented. We got to get him out there and playing and getting some reps. And I know that his confidence will go up quite a bit too when he's going against our DBs and making plays and one-on-ones, because he has the ability to do those things. It's just making sure that he has the confidence and you know, the know-how, and you know, a little bit of the motor. Get the motor going. Let's get the motor going so you go out there and freaking turn it on right from the get-go. So those, just a little quick synopsis on those guys.
And our last question will go to Tyler Donahue. Tyler?
Taylor, if I could circle back to Liam Clifford, do you feel like he is a guy who can make an impact on the field on Saturdays this fall? And have you ever coached up a wide receiver whose brother is the starting quarterback of his team? What kind of dynamic does that maybe present for him?
Oh, you know, yeah, I think all freshmen, all incoming players, they will have a chance to make an impact. All my recruits know that. The current players in the room know that every day, every year, you got to bring it. And so 4-star, 5-star, second year, first year, fourth year, you got to bring it. You got to bring it. And so, you know, like I said, Liam, he got here a little bit, I don't want to say late, but it's got to learn a foreign language. And so being able to, the faster you can pick up the offense, the sooner you know what to do. And then once you know what to do, then we can work on how you do it. And so we're still in that process. We're still in that process of fall camp where he's learning what to do so that we could try to fine tune and get to the part of how well you do it. And then, no, I haven't been a part of a duo where the starting quarterback is your brother and you're coming in as a receiver. I'll tell you what, you would automatically think that they will have that instant connection. And so they're building that as well. And you can see sometimes Sean putting his arm around him just to, whether it be coach him up or just show a little brotherly love. So tons of respect there, and it's awesome to be a part of it.
Thank you very much, Coach. We'll start our breakout rooms here momentarily.